There is a particular sting that comes with disrespect. It cuts deeper than anger, sharper than criticism. Whether it's the colleague who dismisses your ideas without consideration, the friend who mocks your ambitions behind your back, or the family member who treats your boundaries as suggestions, disrespect has a way of striking at the very core of who we believe ourselves to be. In those moments, our natural instinct screams for retaliation, for validation, for proof that we matter. But the ancient Stoics understood something profound about human nature. The person who seeks respect from others has already lost the battle for their own dignity. True strength lies not in demanding respect from a world that may never give it, but in cultivating an unshakable sense of worth that no external force can touch. The first principle the Stoics teach us is complete detachment from the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations that how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does. When someone disrespects you, they are revealing their character, not defining yours. Their words and actions are a mirror of their own inner world, their own fears, their own inadequacies. The person who truly understands this principle stops taking disrespect personally because they recognize it as information about the other person, not about themselves. This detachment is not indifference or coldness, but rather a profound understanding that your worth is not up for debate or negotiation. It exists independent of external validation, like a mountain that remains unmoved regardless of the storms that rage around it. Self-respect must become your highest virtue, elevated above any need for social approval or recognition. Epictetus, who knew intimately what it meant to be treated as less than human, taught that no one can hurt you without your permission. The person who has cultivated genuine self-respect does not crumble when others fail to acknowledge their value, because their foundation is built on something far more solid than the shifting opinions of those around them. This means developing an internal compass that guides your actions based on your principles, not on what will earn you praise or avoid criticism. When you operate from this place of authentic self-respect, disrespect from others becomes as irrelevant as the barking of a distant dog. It may be annoying, but it has no power to diminish who you are or alter your path. The Stoic response to disrespect is always calm, never reactive. Seneca wrote that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, and this applies perfectly to moments of disrespect. Each instance is an opportunity to end the cycle of emotional reactivity and begin a new pattern of composed strength. When someone disrespects you, they are often trying to provoke an emotional response, to pull you down to their level of dysfunction. The moment you react with anger, defensiveness, or hurt, you have given them exactly what they wanted. Instead, respond with the kind of calm that comes from deep inner certainty. Speak fewer words, not more. Let your composure be your statement. This doesn't mean being passive or accepting mistreatment, but rather responding from a place of strength rather than weakness, from choice rather than compulsion. True power lies in leading by silent strength and example rather than demanding recognition through words or confrontation. The Stoics understood that the most profound influence comes not from what we say about ourselves, but from what we consistently demonstrate through our actions. When others disrespect you, become a living example of what dignity looks like. Show them through your behavior what it means to operate from principle rather than ego. This kind of leadership is magnetic because it's authentic. People may not initially respect you, but they will inevitably notice the difference between your grounded presence and their own reactive patterns. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this as emperor, leading not through demands for respect, but through consistent demonstration of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. Never lower yourself to the level of those who disrespect you. This is perhaps one of the most challenging Stoic principles to embody, because our natural instinct is to fight fire with fire, to respond to disrespect with disrespect. But the Stoics recognize that this approach only creates more chaos and diminishes everyone involved. When you maintain your standards regardless of how others behave, you create a stark contrast that speaks louder than any argument. You become a reminder of what's possible when someone refuses to be dragged down by the poor behavior of others. This requires tremendous inner strength because it means choosing your principles over your immediate emotional satisfaction. It means being willing to appear weak to those who mistake reactivity for strength, while actually demonstrating the kind of power that comes from self-mastery. Understanding that disrespect often reflects the inner weakness of the person giving it transforms how you perceive these situations entirely. Hurt people, and those who consistently disrespect others are usually battling their own demons of inadequacy, fear, and insecurity. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it does provide context that helps you respond with wisdom rather than wounded pride. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you understand that their disrespect is about them, not you, you can respond with the kind of detached compassion that maintains your dignity while not absorbing their dysfunction. This perspective shift is liberating because it removes you from the center of their drama and allows you to see the situation clearly. The practice of inner stillness and mastery over ego is the foundation upon which all other Stoic principles rest. Your ego wants to be recognized, validated, and respected by everyone you encounter. But the Stoics understood that the ego is a tyrant that will never be satisfied, no matter how much external validation it receives. True freedom comes from loosening its grip on your sense of self-worth. This means developing the ability to remain internally calm, even when your ego is being challenged or dismissed. It means finding your center in something deeper than reputation or social status. Marcus Aurelius spent years developing this inner stillness, writing in his private journal about the importance of maintaining equanimity regardless of external circumstances. This practice transforms disrespect from a personal attack into simply another external event that has no power over your inner state. The ultimate Stoic wisdom is recognizing that seeking respect from others is often a sign that you haven't yet learned to respect yourself fully. When you truly value yourself, the opinions of others become interesting data points rather than verdicts on your worth. This doesn't mean becoming arrogant or dismissive, but rather developing such a solid sense of your own value that external validation becomes unnecessary rather than vital. This internal shift changes everything about how you move through the world. You stop performing for approval and start operating from authenticity. You stop defending yourself against every slight and start conserving your energy for what truly matters. People sense this shift in you, and often respect follows naturally, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied something worthy of respect. In a world that often confuses loudness with strength and reactivity with passion, the Stoic path offers something revolutionary: the power that comes from choosing your response rather than being controlled by your circumstances. Every moment of disrespect is an invitation to practice these principles, to demonstrate that your worth is not determined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to treat yourself and others. Stop chasing validation from people who may never be capable of giving it. Stop lowering your standards to match their behavior. Stop allowing their dysfunction to disturb your peace. Instead, build the kind of unshakable inner foundation that makes external approval irrelevant. Show the world that true respect begins within, and that the person who has learned to respect themselves fully has already won the only battle that truly matters. The respect of others may or may not follow, but it will no longer be necessary for your sense of worth and dignity.